The NFL just announcing Atlanta will be hosting Super Bowl 62 in 2028. The briefing has just gotten underway. We saw Commissioner Roger Goodell as well as the Falcons owner Arthur Blank. So I do want to pivot to that right now as we listen in.
With that, we'll turn it over to Commissioner Goodell.
Well, thank you. I know you all, this is not new news, but we want to officially say congratulations to the Atlanta Falcons and the Atlanta community for hosting Super Bowl 62. So congratulations to all of you on that. So. I think this is a huge statement about this community. Atlanta, their leadership, both in the public sector and the private sector, they have been known on a global basis as the city that can make things happen, brings great events, reflects the best of America and the best of this country. And I think, you know, the Mercedes-Benz Stadium has also become known as one of those stadiums that because of the tremendous original work that was done, but also to keep it up to pace, the technology, the comfort for fans, the experience that you get when you come to that stadium is really extraordinary. All of those things, I think, make this a perfect site for the Super Bowl. We couldn't be prouder to have it in the city. We know this is, I think, the fourth time Atlanta will host the Super Bowl. We have no reservations, nothing but optimism as we go forward about what we think will be a great experience for our fans and I think the NFL. This doesn't happen without great leadership, and Arthur Blank is that leader in our room for this community. The respect he has in that room, the respect I think he has in this community and around the world, he's a game changer. He makes things happen, and I think all of us are so proud to support him. He deserves this. This community deserves it. But Arthur, thank you for that great leadership. And I also want to thank the Atlanta Super Bowl Host Committee. I don't know if Dan's here, where he is, but Dan's over here. But and so many of his team, the public leadership, thank you. These types of events don't happen without a great partnership, both on the public and private side. And we really feel like we're in great hands. We will sleep well, and we look forward to being here for Super Bowl 62. So thank you all. Arthur?
I want to thank Commissioner. I've been blessed with working with Rogers, our commissioner, for 18 years now, and his leadership and the leadership of everybody at the league office has been incredible and brought the National Football League to where it is now, and we've been honored to be part of this partnership for 22 years. I want to thank Peter O'Reilly, who's over there in the corner, for all of your work and leadership on this. Dan Corso, I want to thank you for all of your work on it. And I also want to thank all my NFL partners. There's a lot of things that go into making a decision about where the Super Bowl is going to be, and obviously everything that the commissioner expressed is all paramount, but their belief in our franchise, their belief in the city, their belief in the state, their belief in our ability to support another Super Bowl. This will be the second Super Bowl we're hosting in within a decade in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. The other group that I really want to make sure we get special thanks to is our own internal leadership team that's been working on this bid for quite some while now. There's a long list of them. I want to thank them all for their efforts and their work on behalf of Atlanta, on behalf of the Falcons, and what have you. Partnerships happen both obviously in this room that I just came from, but partnerships with the state and the city, and we're blessed. Governor Kemp is traveling internationally today, cannot be here. Lieutenant Governor Jones is here, Speaker Burns is here, Mayor Dickens, who is every place I am ever. He is here today. So we're thrilled, really, to be able to accept this, this responsibility. There's a long list of events that are coming up for Atlanta. I think Rich is going to mention them a little bit later, but they certainly include the College National Championship this year, FIFA World Cup games 2026, 2025, FIFA World Cup itself in 2026, the SEC Championship on a yearly basis, and now obviously the men's Final Four in 2031, and obviously adding Super Bowl 62 to that long list in 2028. So Mercedes-Benz Stadium was really built to accommodate events of this magnitude and support Atlanta, support our community, support everything that we believe in. The evidence of that, I think, in part, is that in the last 2 years, the NFL, as voice of the fan, has voted, our fans nationally have voted, I'd like to say internationally, but nationally, have voted our stadium either number 1 or number 2 in terms of game day experience, and for the last 6 years have voted us number 1 in terms of food and beverage experience. And we're the only sports venue in the United States to have a clean platinum certification. So in all areas that we care deeply about and our community cares deeply about, we try to provide that leadership. So thank you again to everybody involved. Our partners will hear from you shortly. Appreciate all of our support from our fans, our leaders, to make this a reality for Atlanta. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Take a picture with Commissioner and Arthur, and then we'll bring Peter. Good. Thank you.
All right, Arthur's only excused for 15 minutes.
All right, so there you have it. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell right there with Falcons owner Arthur Blank making the announcement that Atlanta will be hosting Super Bowl 62 in 2028. You're taking a live look at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium right there. It does look like possibly they will be speaking perhaps a little bit more. That's the Falcons owner right there, Arthur Blank. He was delivering remarks. It looks like he's going to be taking some questions from the media. So let's listen in.
What do you expect your team and the city to improve upon from 2019? Something that, could have gone better that you expect to get right in 2028?
Well, I would say the weather in 2019 was superb. So we'll root for the same weather we had then, and hopefully we will. But the experience, I think, everything about downtown Atlanta, all the walkability, connection to the hotels, connections to the restaurants, connection to the airport, connection to mass transit, everything that makes Atlanta so livable, are things that I think the NFL appreciates, our fans appreciate it, and people who travel here. It'll be interesting. There'll be less public space, and Peter mentioned this in his comments earlier on the floor, but there'll be less public space because of all this incredible, beautiful development we're seeing downtown. So that'll be more interesting, and I think our fans will find that. Fans for the NFL will find that engaging as they come here for a visit. But we expect we've invested close to $200 million additionally in the stadium since it's been opened in the last couple of years and over the next few years. So the stadium itself is going to be incredible, and the community will do the usual embracing. And it's not only about the facilities; it's always about the people. And that's why I mentioned earlier what I did about the way fans feel in our building. It's not just about how things look and what have you, but it's really how do we make them feel. And we're looking forward to making all fans that are visiting us for Super Bowl 62 feel incredible as they have been. So, thank you.
See Orlando, that better?
Hey, Arthur, could you discuss...
You always have me every week. You need to ask questions of Peter here. Yeah.
Well, we'll get to Peter.
Okay.
Sure. Could you discuss the process and how it's had changed over the years in awarding the Super Bowl to the cities?
Well, what would happen in the past, and many of you are probably aware of that, is that a number of cities would be bidding. At the same time, they would come here, we'd bring this group and maybe others, and be here for basically a better part of the day, 3 or 4 different cities, and we'd be making presentations, and 1 would be voted to win, and 3 would go home. And I think the NFL concluded, I felt this way personally, but the NFL concluded that there's nobody connected to the NFL that's a loser or shouldn't feel that way at all. And so I think the process has changed, and Peter can describe it in much more detail, but the vetting process and the cyclicality of which cities are encouraged and when they can line up and they raise their hands and do the bid work, et cetera. So it's become much more refined, I think, and I think it gives the cities an opportunity to do a better job in even planning than they've had before. So let me flip it. Peter, would you mind? Could you answer that too? Because you would probably...
I think Mr. Blank covered it really well, but I think we made that decision a while ago. You've seen other properties go this direction and take our lead on it in terms of really thinking about the horizon, identifying that city. We've got very clear standards and specifications that have to be met, and work with our committee to identify that city, and then spend the time to get it right and make sure we're aligned. And that process previously, it didn't feel right. It didn't feel like the best process for the NFL. And I think since we've gone to that, I think we've only gotten better in terms of the partnerships we've formed, because I was talking to Dan about this earlier, you spend the time during this process to really lock arms, answer and solve the tricky parts of the equation during the bid process, versus spinning a few different plates and at the surface level and voting on one and then sprinting to the finish line. We sorted out a lot together that I think will make us better come 2028. So we're proud of the process. Shout out to Matt Shapiro over here, who is the architect of that new process.
Justin Feller back here.
Mr. Blank, what does it mean to you, and what do you hope it will mean to the city of Atlanta to have Super Bowl 62 back here, and to also have all of the other events, worldwide events, that will be here over the next few years?
It means a great deal to me personally, as well as professionally. I've been in Atlanta since 1978. When I moved here, there was less than 1 million people living in the greater Atlanta area. Today, there's a little over 8 million living in greater Atlanta. And so to see Atlanta grow, and not only grow, but to prosper, in all ways and every way we can imagine, and be able to have downtown Atlanta be the heart and the hub of the city is a beautiful thing. And to see the growth around downtown, to see the growth to the west side, to see the betterment we see in those communities that are historically important to everybody, not only in Atlanta but across the nation, I think is very important. So for me personally, it's all about service. It's all about giving back. It's all about why I personally do the things that I do. We're trying to make a difference in other people's lives, and I think hosting these kind of events for people that are in the building, when they come together, they're together, they're connected to each other personally, emotionally, much more of what we need today in the world, and we experience that within the Mercedes-Benz Stadium.